I can't be just chilling on my phone 24/7
Right.
in the house and then expect my kid to not do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
It's,
Or
and it's,
me driving, using my phone at the same time in hand, doing
Nope.
whatever, and then, but I'll tell my kids, hey, look, when you
Don't
drive,
do it.
don't do this.
right.
Before we were talking about, positive impact on
Yeah.
on a child's life, a teen's life specifically, and obviously, then if the answer is that the most impacting person or people in their life that would help them advance in the faith and grow in the faith is their parents, and obviously the question is that the one of the biggest obstacles in the faith would be the lack of the parents.
That's right.
Accepting of that responsibility and living out that call to be the first heralds of the faith, to witness that love of Christ into their lives. But what are some other challenges that kids are facing, the teens are facing, the youth are facing, that is hurting their relationship with Christ? And what are some of those top challenges that you've seen?
I think the biggest one right now, and maybe it's obvious, but it's just so unprecedented, historically speaking, is technology, in general. And that means a lot of different things, obviously. One of the, and we're not going full-blown Amish here, or anything like that. I live in a digital house myself, but I think one of the big problems here is that, we talk about parents being the biggest influence here. A lot of parents, most, if not all parents now, don't really know how to parent technology. You know what I'm saying? And so we have the kids with the smartwatches and the tablets and the phones and all these kinds of things. And I'm 34 and it's not natural for me.
Right.
I wasn't raised in that, and I'm pretty darn young on the spectrum of parents, And so when you increase that gap and you've got the 12 and 13-year-olds and the 45 or 50-year-old parent, at that point it's like, well, you're not just learning a different language. You have moved to a different planet, and there is no oxygen, and you're dying. It is extreme.
Right.
Parents just press the panic button and just say, all right, fine, no technology. And
right.
Hold on. So, we say parents are digital immigrants and the kids are natives,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you give up altogether, right? You just say,
quit.
well, look, what am I going to do? Everybody's doing it. You have it wherever,
right.
and
the
do it whenever.
solace view becomes, well, all the other kids' parents,
right.
We're all in this together,
and
at least they'll have friends.
And they won't feel left out.
And it won't be my fault also, which is big for parents. They won't blame me for this not being there.
So the options are either you just run around ignorant of everything that's going on, or you just go ahead and give in and give it to them.
Or you go Amish.
Right. What's another option? Give us something else. What's going on?
The other options are parent them.
Yeah.
For what that word really means, and going back to relationship, which we'll do over and over again,
It has to, right? Because it always has to be be spoken,
even
whatever you're doing through that relationship.
Even if they have the iPads and the tablets and whatever, their PlayStation's talking to them and all these kinds of things. Even if you're doing all of those, which I would caution against all of them, but whatever. Even if you're doing those things, number one, practically there should be limits on it, of course. Would your parents have let you, if the phone had the landline rang at 2 o'clock in the morning, and
What's
you got
the
up
phone
to get
doing
it,
ringing?
exactly.
Like, get off the
you
phone.
got up to get it. Your mom would walk out. Well, your dad would likely walk out in my case, and it wouldn't be pretty.
Right.
He might rip it off the wall. I don't know,
Exactly.
right? Whatever. It's just, what is the modern day equivalent of that? We don't really have one.
We have to set limits.
We have to set limits. So there's got to be limits on those things. I think number one, just practical parenting.
Yeah.
But more real daily parenting is, we have to be in relationship with our kids about those things.
Exactly. That's the key.
We have to talk to them about it. They have to see that we use it responsibly.
Right. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I can't be just chilling on my phone 24/7 in the house and then expect my kid to not do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
It's
me driving, using my phone at the same time in hand, doing whatever, but I'll tell my kids, hey, look, when you drive, don't do this.
Right. Can't do that.
Again, it's witnesses,
You have
not
to
just
witness it.
you have to witness them as a teacher.
Yeah. Kids see right through a teacher who doesn't do what they say.
And you can't, gone are those days, which they never were ever here, but to really make an impact was, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, that never worked.
No.
And it more offensively doesn't work now because kids are very aware and attuned to what's going on. So I think just parenting it, we can't be afraid to tell our kids no.